Welcome back to Living Room Requests.
Hello there. That's Patricia Hammond, actually.
This is Matt Redman, actually. And I know we always say that these are varied, but this one's particularly varied. Mind you, nothing's terribly modern. It's varied without having the sort of one from the pop group from last year. But,
Unlike your dress.
well, variation and entertainment,
We're both wearing quite modern clothes.
Modern. But we're going to start with The Last Rose of Summer. Thomas Moore. This is request of John's. And Matt's going to play a very, very old mandolin. And that's really all we need to say, isn't it? That kind of takes care of it.
Yes.
Tis the last rose of summer left blooming alone. All her lovely companions are faded and gone. No flower of her kindred, no rosebud is nigh to reflect back her blushes or give sigh for sigh. I'll not leave thee, thou lone one, to pine on the stem, since the lovely are sleeping. Go sleep thou with them. Thus kindly I scatter thy leaves on the bed, where thy mates of the garden lie scentless and dead. I apologize if it was distracting to look at me struggling with this. This is a very, it's a very
Victorian
smooth.
parlour.
Well, no, the thing is that my playing this enabled Matt to do more interesting and creative things with that, to provide the basis. And this is a very slippery dress, and this slips, so it's a grip issue. Can't do everything perfectly.
So, listen, if you haven't watched one of these before, you can open the video description, which says view more, show more, or the little arrow down this side, or small V, and it'll tell you about Living Room Requests, what the concept is, and how to make a request yourself, as well as subscribing
Basically,
to Patricia on other social media. We also have she has a Patreon or Patreon if you prefer. You can read about that on there. Basically, it couldn't be more simple to get any song that you like sung on YouTube with your name.
We've had tenor, we've had bass, we've had high soprano, we've had pop groups, we've had all sorts.
We've now had this.
Yeah, and over 250 so far. Anyway, this is lovely. This is, speaking of interesting requests and doing anything, this is a six voice, what do you call it? Is it a motet or something? Is it Thomas Weelkes? I said David Weelkes last week. It is Thomas Weelkes.
Polyphonic Renaissance vocal genre.
Yeah. Cut right down to one person. and on vocals, and one person on keys.
Yeah, because this is from the 80s, like Patricia's
Like my dress,
design.
he's picked a
You've been warned.
This is for Ernest. Ernest knows what he's in for. It's living room request style. This is called When David Heard. It's very sad. Ernest has given us an instrument, actually. We're going to just feature it very briefly. You might miss it, but no, you won't miss it, actually. But well, you'll see.
You just hold it up and then they won't miss it. Here we are.
You bet I will. When David heard, when David heard that Absalom was slain, that Absalom was slain, he went up to his chamber over the gate, and wept and wept, and thus he said, and thus he said, and thus he said, thus he said, oh my son, Absalom, my son. My son Absalom, would God I had died for thee, 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 Absalom, oh Absalom, my son, my son, my son. This was the instrument that Ernest gave us, so we thought we'd incorporate it. It's it actually gives a very different sound if you hit it on this side than this side. I kind of like this side. Didn't intend, but it's sort of more like.
It's serious, that.
Oh no, it's the same. Well, anyway, there you have it. I mean, ask one person to do that.
It's a bit like in the
It'll be
80s when they
interesting.
combined that sort of period of music with the in the ECM jazz genre with Jan Garbarek or Bart Garbarek.
Did
on
that
the
make you think of Jan Garbarek? I don't know.
saxophone. Right.
Let me know.
Anyway, you can.
Now we're
listen-
over to George Formby. He didn't write this. Actually, he did write some of it because it says words and
Definitely.
music by George Formby, Fred E. Cliff, and Harry Gifford.
Harry Gifford.
So-
Yeah.
Good on them. This is called Fanlight Fanny, the Frowsy Nightclub Queen.
And it's another one for John.
Let me see if I can remember everything. Yep. Verse, chorus, solo with the thing.
And then
then chorus with
a break. Don't
yeah.
forget the break.
I will remember that break. I even know what it means. I like this song. Thank you, Ernest.
I quite liked When David Heard. I thought I quite, gave it something.
It was unlike any other you've heard. I mean, if you want the 16
They're on
by
there
all
doing
means.
that.
Yeah.
Right, here we are. I'm still in that mode. I need to get in a very different mode now. I've got down the 90s.
I'm always in this mode. I wish I were Fanlight Fanny. I like the idea of Fanlight Fanny.
England
She
in
sounds like a lot of
1938
fun.
mode.
Male or female
You
or
ready?
in between. She's yeah.
Fanlight Fanny. It does sound like a bit like a drag name.
Oh,
Vintage drag.
It could be also. It could be anyone you want. Fanlight Fanny to be. Nightclubs thrive. Down into a dive you go. There's a jazz queen, she's a has-been, Lord knows what. Every night she's there on show. She dances underneath a magic spell. She's full of charm and gin and scotch as well. She's 66, but she looks 16. Her friends don't know her with her face is clean. Fanlight Fanny, the Frowsy Nightclub Queen. See her glide around the floor, then glide around into the pub next door. Fanlight Fanny, the Frowsy Nightclub Queen. She looks well in the lime, a queen all the time. You get your money's worth. By day, you'd say it's the second time on earth. She waltzes in the West End shops, then waltzes out again between two cops. Fanlight Fanny, the Frowsy Nightclub Queen. Cause she's always can. Fanlight Fanny, the Frowsy Nightclub Queen. When she's dressed, she's like Mae West. She wears two saucepan lids upon her chest. Fanlight Fanny, the Frowsy Nightclub Queen. She looks well in the lime, a queen all the time. You get your money's worth. By day, you'd say it's the second time on earth. Every morning in the break of day, they call for the empties and they cart away. Fanlight Fanny, the Frowsy Nightclub Queen. I think she's from the 20s, and I think Matt did that really well. He brought in the old
You're absolutely right. I don't think she's like 17. I think
it says she's
I think
60.
she's been performing in the nightclubs for a while.
She's 66, but she looks 16. It's from 1938. It's from 1938.
Yeah, it's a
So
deliberate.
she's 66 in 1938. What would that make her?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Can't do the math, but
Me neither.
da-dum da-dum. That is quite 30s. Da-dum da-dum. But then to me it sounds quite 20s.
It's a great fun. Thank you, John. Definitely going to keep that one in the repertoire and bring it out at parties. For which we can be hired.
Indeed. You know, Patricia's email's in that aforementioned description.
Yeah, full
anyway,
disclosure.
we should say goodbye because some people may...
You've been very patient. Thank you.
Have
things to do.
Yeah, they may. And they may want to view some of our other videos on this channel.
Other things, other channels to look at.
See ya.